Good afternoon. My name is Marcel Mike, and I am presenting my older adult interview for social work, human behavior and social environment one. I had the pleasure to interview a 65 plus year old Caucasian woman. She was a friend to my wife. She graciously agreed to be interviewed. I was able to sit down in her living room and discuss her life and her goals and some of the things that she really found to be influential in her life. I learned a lot of things about her that I didn't know. So yeah, she like I said, she is a 65-year-old white Caucasian male. She identified as being Catholic as her religion. She said that that played a major piece in her background. She stated that when she grew up, it wasn't readily accessible, or it wasn't readily accepted. Sorry, not accessible. Readily accepted that that she could grow up and be a single parent. She said that one of the major influences that she had happen when she was a younger adolescent was the fact that she was exposed to homosexuality at a very young age. She stated in high school is when she was exposed to that. She said that her English teacher was homosexual, and she explained that during the 1960s, that was something that was not readily accessible. She stated that it was something that, her and her classroom was very put off with. I had the pleasure of asking her how that shaped her life now, and how that has, and what are her attitudes towards, the LGBTQA community. And, she stated that, it really exposed her to a lot of different things. And that, she saw that it was easier for her to accept because she was exposed to it early in life. She stated that, a lot of the times, it was something that was swept underneath the rug if, she, knew about that in her community. Speaking of which, her community is, because I asked her that, I said, well, does this take place in a urban or a rural setting? And she actually said it was an urban city, that, everybody knew everybody. So she was very, put off by it. But she said that her family and, friends, like she said in high school, they got through it and worked it out. The next major thing that she talked about that was very influential to her and helped her shape part of Erikson's stage 7, was the fact that she was a young teenage mom, single mom. She stated that she got pregnant at a very young age, and that when she raised her child, that was also not socially acceptable in the 60s, early 70s, to be a single parent and working and in school and not married, especially in the Catholic Church. And her her parents were her support, but she said that that was really about it. She said that she didn't have much else other supports when it came to that. And she said that that's later, being a single parent and going through what she went through, such as divorce and, trying to make it on her own financially and trying to figure out where her resources would come from, is what kind of sort of led her into her employment later on in life. She stated to me that she felt that she grew up a lot quicker than expected. She said that a lot of the times, her friends would be out, or her friends would be out doing whatever, and she would be at home raising a child. Um, which I found to be very, very admirable because, when you're a young teenage mother or single mother at that, it's hard to give up basically your childhood when, you're still a child and you're raising a child. So I found that to be an admirable strength to her. Um, she also stated that being a single parent, she was on social assistance getting food stamps back then. And she said that when she would go to the grocery store, she would wind up, paying with her food stamps, and people would look at her weird because, again, in the 60s and 70s, governmental assistance, social services, county services weren't looked at as being something that people could take advantage of and it being okay, readily accepted in the community. It was looked at as being a handout or a give me, and she stated that that's what led her to go to EMT school at night while she had her daughter, and wind up becoming an EMT and focusing on that aspect of her career. She stated that literally going into the grocery store, having her, groceries in line and having people look at her funny, pushed her to wind up getting her EMT license and becoming an EMT. She said that that's what really propelled her to become an EMT because, like I said, she did get married. However, she wound up getting a divorce, but her husband was a police officer. So, being an EMT and being a cop, they kind of run, hand in hand. And she said that she was an EMT for roughly 15 years on the squad. I asked her, what was one of the most significant things that she's seen at that time while she was a EMT, and she said, well, back then we had a lot of race riots, a lot of social, cultural differences, and a lot of things were, being done, and like I would have to respond to calls, and people would ask why I was going here or why I was going there to help whoever, but she really liked the passion of the job. She stated that it was something that she wanted to do. She said that she originally had wanted to become a nurse. However, like I said, she was a young teenage mom, so she had to kind of put that on the back burner to sacrifice for her family at that time, which I found to be absolutely amazing because she's such a strong woman. Not to mention the fact that she's going through breast cancer. But like I said, her ability to actually make it through oppression, in the sense that the oppression being, the rest of the community that she lives in doesn't accept the fact that she's a single parent is huge. It's talked about that in Erikson's theory. I chose stage 7 because she winded up linking a lot of things that really, really touched upon Erikson's theory. She went to EMT school because she wanted to be a nurse, but she pushed her daughter to become a nurse, who is a nurse, to that level. So I found that to be interesting because Erikson talks about, having stagnation if, you're not preparing yourself and preparing others after your after your life, when it's time for you to, depart this world, I guess you could say, for lack of better words. She stated that, one of the biggest things that she got from this was the fact that she sacrificed so much early on in her life that it kind of hurts her ability to help her children out now. And, that's kind of what Erikson talks about in the fact that adults are invested in their communities, in their future generations. And she states that, she stated that she really wants to be in a position to help her kids and her grandkids. But unfortunately, she's not in that position right now. She stated that part of that was because, like I said, she was a single mother. She went through a divorce. She said that she did move from a couple places. But, really relying on herself for her own income and for her own well-being to help out with that. So that was like something that I really admired from her. The other thing is that I felt that she kind of sort of was slightly held back. What I'm saying is that she was slightly held back with feminism, in the sense that when I take a look at the times and I take a look at the place in which she was born and raised in, women didn't have as much equal rights as men did. And she touched upon that when it came down to the race riots, and how, women weren't necessarily looked as equal, and women had to play a bigger role. Women had to have, good jobs. She said that, her salary wasn't on par with her colleagues at that time as well, which was, something that, nowadays we're still fighting for. But it's kind of gotten a little bit better. So that was the other thing that I kind of found and kind of sort of linked together, was that single mom, and she was married and then divorced, and then on top of that she winded up, making a career out of everything, becoming an EMT, and later in life a police dispatcher. And she said that is what really played an integral role on her life, in the sense that she knew that she always wanted to help people. She wanted to be a people person, in the sense of servicing people. She stated that while she was a dispatcher, she said that, because I had asked her what was some of the hardest things that you had ever seen, and she said that she actually watched somebody die. And that she actually stayed on the phone with somebody before, as they died as well. And she said that some of these things take a toll on you as far as stress and anxiety goes. And, it's very hard to deal with those things, and they stay with you for, basically the rest of your life. And so she had said to me that she really is thankful for that opportunity to be a dispatcher and to help people. I think that knowing the conversation that we had, I can kind of link it now, because she didn't necessarily have a lot of supports when she was growing up, and now that she does, you can see it all over. She said that she watches her grandson now to help out with her daughter and her daughter's husband. She watches her grandson now, and she really does enjoy it. It was something that she was a little apprehensive to do at first, but she volunteered and was able to give me a quality, 20, 25 minutes of her time. I think that, just to go back real quick, she stated that being a single mother, she didn't allow that to define her. And that within itself shows a lot of strength. And these were the significant events that she chose. It wasn't even, something that we had talked about. I just asked her to talk about her life from wherever she wanted to start at. And these were the events that she chose. So I really do appreciate and I really do admire my interviewee for that.